19 Nocturne Boulevard.
Nocturne Boulevard? Not far. When you hit Howard, hang a right. Howard meets Phillip at a weird kind of angle, and then you cross James and Poe. You can't miss Nocturne. It's just past the Automat.
19 Nocturne Boulevard. Your address for suspenseful stories of the speculative, strange, and supernatural. Tonight's story is Murder Ward.
Yes, this is 19 Nocturne Boulevard. Won't you step inside? Did you have any trouble finding it? What do you mean, what kind of a place is it? Why, it's an insane asylum, can't you tell? Where else would you find a murderer? Not guilty by reason of insanity. A legal defense, often misused to try and get a lighter sentence for a heinous crime. And what does it really mean? In a nutshell,
it means at the time you did what you did, you couldn't understand what you were doing was wrong. It's a tough sell, Ed. No matter what the movies make out, most juries just don't believe.
Mr. Horton, I would prefer that you address me directly when you speak to me.
Ed, this isn't funny.
There is no Ed here. Edmund, however, is sleeping. Mr. Horton, if you cannot bring yourself to use my name, at least...
Okay, look. Achilles?
And I am not insane. Nor is Edmund. I knew perfectly well what I did was wrong. All those pretty little women, I was really doing them a favor. The world is so harsh.
Look, Achilles, let me talk to Ed for a while. It's his name on the docket, after all.
Very well. I shall rouse him for you. Yeah? What is it, shyster? Hey, why's my cigarette all burned down all of a sudden?
As I said, after a thorough examination, I've concluded that while Edmund is nominally the dominant persona, his alter ego Achilles was the one who actually committed the...
Guess you think you're lucky, eh?
And why's that? What the?
Your new pals, bub. As I was saying, I guess you think you're lucky getting off without the death penalty and all. Come on.
Look, Mac, I thought I was going to have a private room.
These are the induction cells. Once the doc gets a handle on your psychoses, she'll move you to someplace appropriate.
She?
Sure, you saw her at your trial. Dr. Larson. She's got some big-brain new ideas about how to deal with luniacs like yourself. Your room, monsieur.
But there's a dame in here. Ain't we supposed to
Funny
be...
thing about that, dames go off the pier, too. And we're overbooked in that department. She probably won't be here long. Besides, she's way over there. She can't hurt you.
He's right. She shouldn't be in here. You don't understand the damage they can do. Women doctors!
New instructions. It is time for you to let me go. He has declared it. My presence is required.
Staring at me. Are you sure they can't get out? Please, would you check the locks again? I'm so afraid.
Hey, new guy! Got any smokes?
What?
Smokes.
Even if I did, they wouldn't let us have any matches, would they?
Who are you kidding? You can get pretty much anything in here, just as long as you know who to ask and how to ask it.
Funny, you sounded crazy a minute ago.
Yeah, well, we all have our bad days. And some never have good days, right, Heck?
Wicked Jezebel! You shouldn't be here.
We're pretty sure that Hector there is the real McCoy.
Now, we're all nuts. We must keep that in mind.
Yeah, but that guy just never lets up.
But if you ain't crazy...
Court says we are, even with moments of lucidity. Well, what can they do?
What if they're listening? Recording, maybe.
I thought I was the one with the persecution complex.
I've been trying to catch them for over a month. They're nothing doing. They're just not interested. Besides, once the jury brings down a verdict, the court has to keep you locked up until they cure you.
Or you give up and confess.
Oh, sure. I'll just admit that it was all phony. Take my lumps and go to the chair.
What if one of you decides to squeal?
Take the word of a head case.
If you try and spit your fiendish poison at me, fiend, I shall find a way to defend myself.
I am real sick of him.
He probably had a bad mother.
Yeah? Well, who didn't?
The guard said I'd only be in here for a little while.
Yeah, us too. I've now been here for 2 months. And
Rose Connelly, perhaps you heard of me?
You're Rose Connelly?
Yeah, the one and only. My sister's got a scrapbook of clippings for me. She can't bring them, but she tells me all about it when she visits.
Rose has been here about 3 weeks, since her sentence.
And Romeo over there?
Cute. 2 incredibly long days.
And this is it?
What?
This is what we get? I mean, in prison, they at least get some kind of exercise and stuff. Geneva Convention and all that.
It's just temporary. I guess the loony bins are all booked up right now. Say, maybe there's a convention in town.
Oh, don't worry. We get to talk to the doc each day, regular as clockwork. She's a sweetheart. But I bet Hector isn't making any improvements.
Doctor, she's the devil. I refuse to give her the satisfaction of a single word.
Doctor. Ha! She's the one that let me get myself in here. I thought it would be real tough to fool a head shrinker. But boy, was she a pushover. Always so sympathetic, so understanding. She don't deserve to be a nurse, let alone a doctor.
Funny. She testified at my trials, too. Guess we both got lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
Edmund, I can't help you if you refuse to cooperate.
I'm trying my utmost, madam, but he simply refuses to converse with you.
Then let's you and I talk, Achilles. You claim that the killing was...
Killings, let us be precise. Mercy killings, actually. I felt so kindly. What?
Shh! You'll wake the neighbors.
What was that? But that noise, it's...
I know. We call him Mortimer.
This place has mice?
We haven't seen him, so we're not sure what particular type of rodentia he is, but we sure hear him, particularly when it's quiet.
But how can I get any sleep?
You get used to it. We all get used to lots of things.
Off me, you fiend from hell! No!
That'll take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Edmund, why don't you tell me about your mother?
My mother? What? Why? My mother's fine. She got nothing to do with this.
Do you love your mother?
Well, of course. I mean, you gotta. It's just nature, ain't it? No matter what she does to you.
What did your mother do, Edmund? Edmund?
It's no use, Doctor. He has gone into retreat.
This way, folks. Step lively now.
What is this? How dare you bring in more of them? Mischief! Mischief!
What's a kid doing here?
Tommy, now look at that. That's what crazy folk look like.
Not just any crazy folks, lady. These are all crazy murderers. Every one of these people has committed the most heinous of crimes.
Gee, look at that one over there. He's kind of cute.
Harlot! Harlot! Do not approach, or I must smite thee down.
What's smite? Is that bad?
Best to stay away from the bars. Now this over here is Rose Connelly, known throughout the entire
Stop looking at me.
state
How can you... Get him out of here,
for
won't
killing
you?
her husband while under the inexorable compulsion of a persecution complex.
This isn't right.
What's an ex-girl? Is that bad?
Killing your man now that ain't right.
Come now, leave her. She is unimportant. Aha. But I have a message to give to you. How mortifying.
Like animals in a zoo.
I'm surprised they didn't start throwing us peanuts.
I tried to get them away from you, Rose. I really did, but big headlines trumps preaching, I guess.
This should stand as a warning to you, woman. You are never alone. There is always a witness to the wicked things you do.
I have had just about enough out of you. You noisy little weasel. We girls, we're just folks just like anybody else. You have no right to...
Rose, calm down. Shh, it's not gonna help.
Yeah, for crying out loud, we've made it this far. How much worse can it get? It was mortifying for Edmund, Doctor. I think he may have suffered a terrible setback.
Now, the tours are conducted for very good reasons.
What, pray tell?
It's really not something we should be discussing. But since you're so concerned, first it's to show the public that this facility is on the up and up. You've certainly heard of the old-fashioned asylums, where inmates were neglected and beaten. This way, nothing is hidden, so no abuses occur.
No abuses?
Also, it helps to make insanity seem less frightening to the general public. Most people have seen insanity only in movies, where it's so inevitably terribly destructive and dangerous. This way, they see the human side of it.
I see that your intentions are admirable, but I can't help but think that a trip through the violent ward would merely reinforce the negative popular belief.
That's why the tour through the violent ward is only for serious students of psychology. You must have misunderstood then.
And the Lord said,
Can't you make him stop staring?
Thank you, my good man.
Give it to me.
Leave go, you ape.
I have to.
I'll show you to tangle with me.
Yes. But I have your gun.
Stop him, Ron. You're closest.
Oh, no, no.
The next one is for you, Delilah. Salome.
Me? I didn't do anything.
who put out the lights?
It was the monster, Lilith, devourer of infants.
Do you hear something? What? What happened?
At least the lights are back on.
But I don't want to open my eyes.
Look!
Where? Oh!
Oh, just tell me. I don't want to...
Better you don't look, Rose. That's a lot of blood.
You don't lose that much and walk away. Too bad. Terry was a right guy.
Blood? Oh, no. Hector, where is he? He was going to shoot me.
Calm down, Rose. He's gone.
So's the guard. There's just the blood.
We apologize for the inconvenience of using a psychotropic gas on you.
Gas?
Rest assured there will be no long-term effects.
That was what I heard.
If you are feeling groggy or your head aches, sit quietly, breathe deeply, and it will pass.
It wasn't our fault. They have to know that.
It's not like we're a bunch of babes in the woods. They may know what happened and just not care.
So, just because I killed my husband, I'm gonna hurt a random stranger? That's silly.
Oh, no. Just insane, my dear.
I don't see any way to...
What? This is cruel and inhumane.
You don't understand, Ed. It is Ed I'm talking to, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are not a free citizen. You've been consigned to Dr. Larson's care, and...
Now you don't understand, Horton. A guard was killed last night in our block.
You didn't.
Nah, it was this loony who thinks women are all evil.
Which, of course, you don't.
This ain't the time for that, Rudy. I'm talking about a murder.
There's no record of...
The corpse's name is Terrance, something like that. He was a guard here. Come on, someone's got to be doing something.
I haven't seen anything in the papers. These state-run facilities, though, sometimes they're like a world in themselves.
Well, get me another world.
There's only one way to do that.
Yes?
Admit that you're not insane and go to the chair.
Please stop looking at me. I know why you're staring. You can read my mind.
You are such a lovely young lady and so frightened. Come to me and I shall cure you of all your fears.
Stop! Don't say things like that. He never takes his eyes off me, you know?
And he said unto me, For I am the way.
Hey, buddy, don't you talk?
Justice is ever mute.
What's with that guy?
I hate being ignored like that.
He didn't say anything in the halls, going to the doc's office, or coming back either. No matter what I did.
Did the doc say anything about the dead guard?
Not a word, even though I asked. She just ignored the question.
She didn't ignore you completely, though.
Well, no, but she didn't say much. Did she talk to you at all during your appointment?
I didn't have an appointment with her this morning.
But you were gone.
I wasn't going to say anything, but the guard just took me out and walked me around the halls for an hour.
I got rights, Horton.
Well, technically, no. Actually, I could do more for you if you were in prison. Once you're committed to the doctor's care, you really can't complain, particularly since you don't have any proof for any of your allegations.
Allegations? Proof? How's this for proof? The others will back me up.
2 other certified inmates? Oh, sure. That'll stand up in court.
You guys ever wonder what they did with old Hector?
Solitary confinement, I guess. Killing a guard's pretty serious.
Oh, yeah, unlike whatever it was we did to get here.
Hey, I draw the line at killing strangers.
Just your husband.
Well, looking back, I guess it wasn't such a great idea.
Oh, you guessed. Ha ha, you...
Why'd you do it then? Did he push you around or something?
Nah. If he'd beaten me, I would have had a defense in court. Nah, it was just little things. Like the sounds he makes when he eats. 8. And the thing with his toenails. Us women have to put up with this kind of thing all the time, but it just got to me.
It just got to you?
Well, yeah.
There's a reason the marriage vows say, until death do we part.
And I wasn't going to go to the chair for something like that, so I started pulling the he was out to get me hash on my lawyer, and it worked. Well, more or less. Not like this joint is anything to write home about.
It wasn't so bad until that guy Hector showed up. Since then, well...
So who'd you kill?
I don't think so.
Go on. What?
I'll leave off. Why, that's kind of nice.
What?
Oh, the music.
And if I prefer to maintain my right to avoid self-incrimination?
Jeez, don't take it that way. I was just curious. I killed 4 women.
4? Maybe I should be worried.
Oh, I put on a song and dance for the cops about how they needed to be killed to save them and all. Making up a Mr. Hyde personality to take all the blame. 3 of them were mob snitches.
So what? You're a hitman?
I owed some money. Shouldn't have got caught at all, seeing as how there was no connection between me and them, but the cops got something. Fingerprints or something, and they tracked me down.
And, the 4th?
Huh? Oh, just some dame. I did her to throw off the connections and make myself look nuts. I'd already figured on being caught. Better a wacko than a torpedo, you know?
You're some piece of work.
Still casting stones, eh, preacher? Why don't you explain how you got here? What in the name of... What is that music?
It was okay to start with, but now...
Said the offender must be plucked out.
I am so sick of this guy.
Are you taking me away? I know you've been watching me. Ed, that guy, is he even human?
Shh, I don't know.
But he's so huge.
The beast, for I have seen...
He didn't even notice. The guard hit it and hit it. Get me out of here, please. Please get me out of here.
Shh, he's not listening anyway.
Anything you want. I can't take any more. Please. I'll admit everything. Take me to the doctor, the lawyer, the judge. Anything. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
None of your business. She's not my case. Now, Ed, they can keep you locked up any way they want, with anyone they want, for as long as they want. You're getting 3 squares a day, right?
Usually. Sometimes it comes pretty late, though. There's been a couple of times it's been too salty to eat.
So they have a crummy cook. Place like this, go figure.
You gotta get me out of here, Rudy.
I've told you there's no place else to put you.
I think he's asleep.
It. Rose called it an it.
I asked the doctor about Rose. The doc said a whole lot of nothing, but I get the impression she, Rose, has revealed all, as they say, and is headed for a short vacation in a nice, clean death row cell.
Not so bad for her. Women get pardoned all the time, especially pretty ones.
And you would know all about the pretty ones, eh?
They were all lookers, yeah.
how can you sleep?
Don't get high and mighty moral on me, bud. You're in here too.
I was only, it was a moral choice, a decision that had to be made, and no one was making it.
Oh, so who'd you kill? Cripples?
I ended the suffering of several decrepit...
Hey, over here, ugly.
You gotta...
Ha! Gorilla! Even you can't reach this far, eh?
Thanks, pal.
Don't thank me yet. I think those hinges are coming loose.
Oh, God, no! Release the gas! Someone, please release the gas!
Not the music! Gas! He's dying, for crying out loud! Horton, whatever I need to do, whatever I need to sign, just hand it over. I ain't spending another night in this place.
You understand the consequences. You won't have the slightest option of recanting again and going back to your original statement.
Yeah, anything, and I mean anything, is better than this freak show.
I'm so glad I find my program effective, Madam District Attorney.
Well, I admit I had my doubts when you first outlined
You
it.
expressed concern about the danger of physical harm to the subject. As you now see, there's never any direct physical contact. Thus, there can be no allegations of physical harm or coercion.
He might have come close to dying with fright, though. You were quite terrifying, darling.
After 15 movies as monsters.
And an ape man.
And one ape man. Who wouldn't be?
I'm rather glad I get to duck out early. Murder is just... give me the creeps.
Hey, we're out of champagne. Want me to go and get some more?
Nah, I'll go. Be right back.
It seems like a lot of effort, though, for a single confession. A lot of manpower and woman power.
Ah, but it's valuable work on a number of levels. We convince a murderer to confess, and we learn a great deal about the human psyche each time through the experiment.
Each time? How many?
I've had the screaming memes, 4 times.
And I've nearly died. 3, I think.
Not all of them last as long as our good friend Edmund.
I'll drink to that.
Now that you know how to find us, don't be a stranger. We have enough of those already. Tonight's story, Murder Ward, was written by Julie Hoverson. In tonight's production, Edmund was Kim Turner, Preacher Ronald was Pat McNally,
Rose Connelly was Joy Jackson,
Hector was Cole Hornaday, Dr. Larson was Marge Lutton, Terrance the Orderly was Greg Porter, Rudy Horton was Sigmund Hoverson, Vic the Ape Man was Reynaud LeBoeuf, the District Attorney was Melinda Maines. Additional voices were by Julie Hoverson, Melinda Maines, and Marge Lutton. All music in this show was courtesy of Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. This was recorded at ART Studios, and all sound and mastering was done by Julie Hoverson. This presentation is copyright 2008 to Julie Hoverson and Reality Productions, and has been a joint presentation of Reality Productions and ART, American Radio Theater.
Growl, snarl even.